Hello and welcome to Avenging Past 7. This is day 300 of our free-to-play farming guide. And I looked it up last night, I can't remember. We are very close to 1 year of making these videos. Now, I'm saying day 300 and there's 365 days in the year. I've missed quite a few days. But September 9th will be the 1 year anniversary of my first SWGOH video on YouTube. And, you know, I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about that. And we got some things to talk about today. Now, in case you missed it, in the Discord, and I'll probably do a YouTube post about it, but in the Discord last night I asked, let me go into my question. I'll probably elaborate more on it than what I had just put in the Discord. It was not there. Was it here? It was here. Let's see. My post was, I'm starting to think through my next creative video. Who are your favorite female Star Wars characters and what about them sets them apart from the rest? Now that is what I typed out in the Discord. And what I'm looking for, what I'm trying to think through, and what I want to hear from you is, you know, like, who are female characters in Star Wars that you thought were really well written, or, you know, had a very good story, or a really good character arc, character journey, or that you find to be interesting, or, you know, have really, like, a really deep character, you know, different things. Like, what makes that female character special to you? And here's why. Earlier this year, I'm sure I talked about it a bit, I went to MomoCon. Me, my wife, my sister, we went together to MomoCon, and we had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And I've been trying to think, you know, like, I would like to go again next year. But also, I'm trying to be a YouTuber, and to some degree, in some sense of the word. And what could I do with that? Now they allow people to request to host a panel or a discussion or an event. And last night I was starting to think about, I could do that. Now, when I was at MomoCon earlier this year, I saw on the schedule that there was some kind of Spider-Man panel discussion, and I thought, oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. I enjoy plenty of Spider-Man content. I want to go and sit in on that and see whatever this person, that I have no idea who this person hosting the event is, has to say about Spider-Man. Now, it turns out I went and sat down, and it was a YouTuber, Nick Tendo. You might have seen some of his videos. He makes some interesting videos, and I had seen, I think, 1 or 2 of his videos in the past, but didn't recognize his name or him. But I recognized the background he uses in his videos. So it was cool, and he had a fun panel that I enjoyed sitting in on. And oh right, got another Zeta that we can put out there. And I could do something like that. So I was thinking, what could I do like that? One of these normal videos wouldn't do for a panel discussion like that. So what else could I do? And I thought, well, MomoCon is all about anime, as well as, you know, like animation, cartoon, you know, that kind of stuff. And Star Wars at this point now has plenty of animated content out there between Bad Batch, Rebels, and Clone Wars. So I could do something with that. And so I was thinking, you know, like, what would be a really fun discussion to have? And one thing that I've been going to recently, I keep thinking back to, is that Star Wars does know how to make good female characters. Now, I do think that the sequel trilogy really failed at making good female characters. And that was a big talking point between a lot of news articles and YouTubers and the press on those movies, is that it's the force is female was a big thing that Kathleen Kennedy pushed for a little while. And I think that they really failed at portraying good, strong female characters in those movies. For reasons that, if you want to hear more about, go check out my video from a couple weeks ago, but of Rey versus Ahsoka. And so I have my example of where I think they did not do well. But what about where they did? And we got an interesting discussion going on in the Discord last night surrounding that topic and that idea. And I'd like to give a few shout outs. Now, I will say a few people did mention Ahsoka, Hera, and Sabine, which I had already written those down. I already knew I was going to be talking about them. And I had already started working on typing out my reasons for the three of them. And while I'm sure Ahsoka's will be long as I delve into it, Sabine's was naturally long, as I just naturally thought about her and what I would say about her. So I thought that was interesting and fun. Let's see. I guess I'll just buy some 5 shards. But then I think it was Jay. I want to confirm because I want to give credit where credit's due. Yeah, it was Jay. Jay Plays. Brought up the second sister, which, with the Inquisitors only being referred to as first, second, and just numbers, it took me a minute to realize who the second sister was, and I had to I had to get him to expand a bit more upon who the second sister was. And the second sister is the Inquisitor from Fallen Order, Trilla. And he had some good points on why he found her to be a really interesting character. And I really enjoyed reading his discussion on that. And if you want to hear his thoughts, more of his thoughts, go and look down below. Why did this account not earn the rewards? I should have a bunch of get to. And of course, someone had brought up Padme, Leia, and who was it? I gotta say, if you're in the Discord and you wrote this comment, go into the comments and claim it down below, please, because I don't know how to say your name. I promise I have no chance of ever pronouncing that. Well, if you tell me how to pronounce it, I probably could. But someone had brought up the Geonosian Queen, which I thought was funny, but also those episodes surrounding the Geonosian Queen and the Hive Mind was really good. Those episodes were really, really good. So I do have to say that. They were good. And so I'd love to include more. I would love to include more and to talk about and discuss, this good female, well-written female characters. I know someone had brought up Bastila. Someone, I believe it might have even been Jay, but someone had brought up, was it Addie? Yeah, it was Jay. Addie Gallia, who's one of the Jedi from the prequels and from Clone Wars. Ayla Secura, of course, Bastila, Darth Talon, Bo-Katan. And so, there's definitely some characters I'm going to be writing about, talking about, and I would love to include as many as possible to really show that Star Wars can do female characters in a really, really good way. Now, the common denominator between a lot of these female characters that I really do want to call out, and I really do want to make note of, is Dave Filoni. I think Dave Filoni knows how to make really good female characters. I think that George Lucas knew how to do it. Leia was was really cool character. When I was writing my notes down last night, thinking through it all, and I think about how is Leia a really good female character. I think about how in A New Hope, Leia becomes rescued. She is a damsel in distress. But once they free her from the cell, she kind of takes over. And she takes the initiative on a lot of things to lead the way and get them off of the Death Star. She makes fun of Han and Luke for kind of fumbling a lot of their plan. And I think that she was a really good female character because of she started as a damsel in distress, and plenty of people would complain about the damsel in distress scenario. But after being saved, after getting out of that first block of being in the cell, she kind of takes over, and she makes fun of them for not having a full blown out plan, and now needing her help to get out of situations. And I thought, that's awesome. That was really cool. Of course, going on to becoming a general in the rebellion, leading the wave, leading the mission on Endor, becoming friends with the Ewoks, and all these other things. Leia's an awesome character. So there's some awesome things about Star Wars, and awesome things with the female characters in Star Wars that I want to talk about now. So there's very big discussion, and if you're still around, awesome, thank you. Here's what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to write all my notes, and then I'm going to turn it into a video. Then I'm going to post onto YouTube, and so please, when I do that, I'll discuss this again, but please, when I do that, watch the video, like the video, share it around, get some traction going on that video, because when I apply to MomoCon to host a panel, I'm going to be sharing that link with them and discussing how I made that video and the reactions to that video to help them to choose me. So I will be doing that, so please stick around, pay attention to that, so that way you can help support me on your side of things so I can get to MomoCon and host a panel, because I think that would be a lot of fun. I think I'm going to do Bosk. I think I'm going to get Bosk's Zeta. But let's see. Is Kenobi missing any Zetas? His leader, but I'm not investing in the leader. Savage is missing some Zetas. Let's go ahead and get his Zeta, because we're going to want that, and then we're going to want his Ami, which we're 7 Amis away. So we're not too far away, but that is still going to take some time. I will say, I got a lot to talk about in today's video. The alt account and the main account now have, I can't remember the name of the ship, but now have General Kenobi's capital ship. At, what does it release at? 4 stars, I think. So I now have those on the alt account and the main account, and I'm starting to build up that that fleet of ships for that. So that's exciting, and that's cool. But I'm excited, and my wife and I are planning on watching A New Hope this week and recording and making the video for that. I'm planning on working on this Star Wars female video. I'm excited about that. We watched episode 1 last night, and I think my wife now has a new favorite character in Star Wars, and it's Sabine, which I think that's great. I think she loves Sabine. I might be able to convince her to watch Rebels with me now. She was not happy about the ending of stuff. So I'll say by now it's been a week. She was not happy about the ending of the first episode, but I think it got her really ready for the second episode. So I'm excited. I hope y'all are too. We got a lot of stuff in the works. I hope that y'all have a fantastic day, and may the force be with you.